Hey, welcome to my 24th special video. In this video, I have asked some of my inspiring friends to send in footage of things that they have learned in their life or their favorite quote so that they can inspire you as well as me. I hope you enjoy this video. I appreciate them so much. Enjoy.
First of all, happy birthday, Em. So I hope you have a lovely day. Mwah. And my piece of advice, or something that I wish I'd known earlier, is there is no set timetable for your life. Just because you see people around you, your age or younger, getting married or having a baby or buying a house doesn't mean that you have to be doing it then too. And your life is no less than theirs because you're not doing that right then. And even your own preconceived timetable. So when I was younger, I always used to say, oh, I'll be married by this time and have a baby by this time. But that's just not how life works. Your journey is your journey and their journey is their journey. And you shouldn't judge yourself by other people's paths because you have your own path and that's right for you. I wish I'd known that earlier because it would have saved me a lot of time stressing and worrying that I wasn't married and oh my goodness, I haven't got my own house. And it doesn't matter, you just have to do your life at your pace.
Happy birthday, Em. My biggest life lesson is to follow what I want to do rather than that of other people. So in short, not follow the crowd.
So I've had a much more challenging emotional journey over the last couple of years, and what I've had to overcome is to not wish time away and, you know, wish I wasn't in a certain situation or felt a certain way. I've tried to see it as when life throws something challenging your way, to try and remember it could be a blessing in disguise or an opportunity to learn something new about yourself or about your surroundings, even if it really doesn't seem that way at the time. We've all been there. I try to remember a quote, and it's, so remember this principle when something threatens to cause you pain. The thing itself is no misfortune at all. To endure it and prevail it is great good fortune.
Hey, my favourite all-time quote is "Fake it till you make it." For me, it's something that encourages positive manifestation rather than a sense of lacking in authenticity as a person, rather than striving to be fake. It reminds me that if I'm facing the unknown or I have anxiety about something, I act like it's easy, or I tell myself, I'm a pro, it's no problem, then I can do it. You know, if you keep telling yourself, I am amazing, until you feel it, then naturally you become amazing. A real confidence booster.
Hello Emily, I wish you a very happy birthday and a limitless life. And my favorite quote is by Jim Rohn, in which he said, formal education will help you to make a living, but self-education will help you to make a fortune. And I love that quote because it is so true to have self-education, and school did not teach us to invest in ourselves, and school did not teach us about subconscious mind, and school did not teach us about so many great things which self-education teaches. The biggest lesson which I have learned in life is to never give up. Victory is just one step ahead, and when you just push yourself one step further, that is where the magic is.
Hello. So I'm going to give a little bit of, I guess, advice for Emily's birthday. My advice would be stop apologising for taking chances and for making decisions. I always used to worry that I was making the wrong decision by saying no to people, by choosing one thing rather than trying to do it all. But it's absolutely fine to just choose one thing, say no to the other, and not to apologise for it, because it's sort of wasted breath. So stop apologising and just do it.
Hi Emily, happy birthday. You know my quote because I use it all the time. You can't eat an elephant in just one bite.
So I think my favourite quote would have to be, it's from something that my mum bought me actually. She bought me a plaque when I was going through a little tough time, and it had a quote on it. And it says, "You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you'll ever know." I think she bought it me when I was in university and I was having a bit of a tough time with college. And I think it's just such a perfect quote to sort of live your life by, because whatever you're going through, whatever tough time you're having, it's so hard to sometimes see past that. So it's so good to sort of have that, to remember you can always get through whatever you're going through. You've got people around you, you've got inner strength, and you've got your own intellect, which will always carry you through. And I think that's such an important thing to remember, because it's so easy to sometimes forget who you are when you've got horrible things going on around you, or you're not happy where you are at that moment in time. But it's always important to remember the future is going to be so much brighter. So that's something that I always take with me to try and keep me going when times are tough.
If you are enjoying this video, make sure you smash that like button and show my friends some love.
Hello Emily, it is Lucy here. Happy 24th birthday. Wow. I remember hanging out with you when we were, 9, 10, when we met in France, and that seems like yesterday, and it's not. Time has flown by, but thank you so much for having me on your video. You inspire me daily and motivate me daily, so it's so cool that you've asked me to be on this. My motivational kind of quote, I'd say, is "Have courage and be kind." This is from Cinderella, which released in 2015. I heard it and it has stuck with me throughout my drama school training and through to my graduating year. So there's a secret. Have courage and be kind.
And I wanted to share with you a quote from James Allen. And the quote goes, "A man is literally what he thinks. His character is a complete sum of his total thoughts." He also goes on to mention that a noble character, a godlike character, is not of chance or a favor, but is a natural result of continued effort and right thinking, a continued effort. And when I hear that, when I read that, when I repeat that back, it really, really resonates with the power that we have in our thoughts, the power that we have to control what we let in, the power that we have to make sure that we protect everything that we surround our minds with, that we surround our thoughts with, that we surround what we read, what we see, what we talk about, because it is from there, it's from that point, from here to here, that is going to define our character, that is going to define our thoughts, is going to define what we act on, what we believe in, how our future is laid out. So please protect the thoughts, protect your mind, protect what you let in. It really is going to shape your character, is really going to shape who you become, who you be.
Hey, Emsicle. So, Cousin Sammy here. I had a bit of advice given to me over the years. One that helped when I was expecting my first child, who is 6 this week, is good enough is good enough. That was quite good when he was young, because you can only do your best. But my main one I was going to say was a brownie guide, thinks of others before herself, and does a good turn every day. That can't be bad to live by, can it? Do good things, think of other people. Done.
Hi Emily, happy birthday. This is so weird for me. I think my little bit of life advice would be that to realise that things always get better, or every single time. I mean, I've struggled with having depression and anxiety since a very young age, but like it really kicked in, I guess, when I was around like 16, 17, and I'm 26 now, and I've only just managed to kind of like get a hold over it. I think even in like my deepest, darkest day, where I've like cried non-stop for hours and hours and hours, and I just want the whole world to swallow me up, and having the feeling that I don't know actually how to live this life, I I felt like that every single day for years. And the one thing that my dad told me when I was younger was that everybody has their time in life, and you just need to wait for your time. And I really do believe that, and I think that's the thing that, because I've struggled for such a long time, I've realised that things can beat you in so many different ways, but they never last, and things always get better. So no matter what, you have to stay strong and know that really lovely and good times are going to come back to you, even if you can't see them at all. They definitely will.
Hey, happy birthday, Emily. So my favourite concept that's come into my life over the last year would have to be the concept of needs. Understanding that we all have the same fundamental needs, the needs of being seen, a need for purpose, a need for physical touch, for connection, a need for privacy. We all have these particular fundamental needs. We all have them. So when someone comes to you with a situation, or you're having a, let's say, quite a heated discussion with someone, or we're maybe potentially judging someone for the actions that they've taken, understanding that every action and every single thing that people say or do is to get a particular need met. So if we're in a situation where we're thinking, why did they do that? Or they're saying, you never do this, or you never do that. Instead of just looking at what they're saying, thinking, what is the need behind what they're saying?
So I think the two things that I've stuck by, especially the past 12 months, but actually through most of my adult life, are to do what makes you happy and to live life to the full. I think if you're doing what makes you happy and you're living your life how you want to live it, then it doesn't necessarily matter what other people think. I think it's also really important to surround yourself with people who love you and who help you sort of live life to the full and help you do things that make you happy. So they're kind of the two things that I take with me into everyday life. I know that they're quite generic things, but they've really helped me. So yeah, just do what makes you happy and be yourself.
Now, of course, I will share with you a quote that has been a big part of my life. And that quote is, just when the caterpillar thought her life was over, she began to fly. Now, of course, as you know, there have been plenty of moments in my life that have been... I felt like I'm stuck. I felt like I'm in freefall. I felt that I need to settle. I felt that I need to make the most of a bad situation. Each time it has come to this point, I have felt all those things, but actually what has come through it is actually my life has got better. It's not just gone down and then returned, it's actually got better than it was. Really, my message to people is, without that darkness, I would never have achieved what I have done. I used to fear the rocks. I used to feel that I was going to get stuck in those rocks and in those situations. But actually, they were stepping stones to a better life. As I've said, just when the butterfly feels their life is over, she began to fly.
Happy birthday, Emily. The biggest life lesson that I have learned so far has just been to go big or go home. And a lot of my friends tell me that I'm very extra and over the top in everything I do, but you know, my mentality when it comes to that is that's the only way to live. Like, what is the fun of life if you are not putting your all into something? And like, obviously take breaks and things like that, but be over the top about it. Don't just kind of like sit back and like, you know, let other people, you know, step up and speak up and give it their 100%. Like, no, why don't you put your foot forward? Because I've learned that life is limitless. Like, you can do anything you set your mind to. You just have to give it energy and try, because people don't pursue their their because their head, they limit themselves in their head. But the minute that you get rid of that limiting belief, then You know, the possibilities are endless. So go big or go home, give it your all, and just keep putting yourself out there.
Hey, Emily and viewers. My favorite quote is, "Once we accept our limitations, we move beyond them." And that's by Albert Einstein. And basically what this means is it takes confidence and courage to acknowledge that there are areas where you could improve, but this is true for everyone. No one is perfect, and everyone struggles with something.
Happy birthday, Em. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your video. I feel very honoured. The quote that I hope I live by, or I'd like to live by, is one from T.S. Eliot, and it is, "Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." I think it's quite self-explanatory, but I'm definitely someone who would much rather live their life taking those risks and maybe learning some things along the way, but definitely having a lot more exciting stories to tell from it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, let me and my friends know by putting something in the comments, hitting that like, or pressing that subscribe button. It is my birthday, and the present that I would love from you is to press that subscribe and hit the bell. If you love motivational videos, if you love inspiring videos, then this channel is the one for you. Go check out the other content. I will see you next week as I post every single week. But yeah, happy birthday to me, and thank you.